Going live.
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna start the scene off where we kind of left off from last session. The Tereshkova was in orbit around a Class M planet where a local research outpost was at. From your indication, all the researchers have mysteriously disappeared off the station with a bunch of strange crystals. Um, you managed to get the fusion reactor back online on the planet's surface that was knocked out by some sort of directional EMP blast. Um, in the transporter room currently, as the away team beamed back up, Lieutenant Vogel is unconscious. So is Anaka, who is unconscious on the bridge. And the captain was dealing with a rather odd Lily Neumann when her eyes started to glow and forced everyone out and then suddenly disappeared when the captain tried to have her beamed off the ship. On the bridge, the Tereshkova was getting a hail from an unknown vessel that has entered into the system.
Still waiting on that security evaluation. I want to know what I'm looking at before I start talking.
So, what would I need to roll for that?
Give me reason plus security, assisted by the ship's sensors plus security difficulty of 2.
Okay. Reason's not my greatest. Let's see how this goes. Would starship recognition help?
Not in this case, though.
Alright. Ooh. Eh.
Typing some stuff out here real quick.
Alright, sorry about that.
It happens.
Hey, I was 20 minutes late, so...
That's it, 20 laps. Get going.
Unfortunately, I didn't specify the path of the lap, so...
yeah.
Outer hallway of the saucer set.
No. That might be a little unfair.
Get your Eva suit on. Oh, no.
I'm gonna call that one in as cruel and unusual punishment.
Definitely unusual.
I'll face the court-martial after you finish your laps.
But he could get by it by saying you have to do a maintenance check.
So, the vessel is much larger than anything in Starfleet service, significantly larger than Tereshkova. Weapons appear to be a similar grade to our own phaser arrays and photon torpedoes. There are several smaller craft circling it appear to be unmanned.
Are there weapons or shields online?
Are there weapons or shields online? Rather, can I tell if their weapons and shields are online?
Unfortunately, after this question, I am not gonna give you any more freebies.
Okay.
We have one freebie from the high resolution anyway.
Yeah.
Their weapons and shields do not appear to be online, sir.
All right. Thank you.
At this point, Caleb's gonna speak up and go, Commander, if these are what I think they are,
What do you think they are, Lieutenant?
I do not. You ever hear of the battle at in sectors S09 P1A?
I read the brief. Yeah.
These are similar in design to those ships that we faced there.
That's the same ship. They're a long way out.
That they are. We don't want to get into a scrap with them. Talk or run. That's what we want to do.
Oh, I plan to do a little bit of both. Teeks, remember what I told you. I keep my hand over his shoulder, ready to signal to him to warp away on that course I had him set. I don't bring my hand down. I'm just keeping it there. On screen.
Appearing out of thin air, you see one of the Neumanns. However, this Neumann is not currently in a typical Starfleet uniform, but more in casual wear. Her eyes are glowing blue, and she is looking straight at you.
Sir?
I believe you're getting a incoming message. I suggest you answer it.
I point to the screen behind her as I said on screen.
On screen appears somewhat of a humanoid female, long black hair, clothing you don't recognize, and she appears to be sitting in some sort of command chair, though you don't see any other people around her.
I'm Commander Joan of the USS Tereshkova of the United Federation of Planets. What is your purpose in being here?
You may call me Sophia. It's a name I've taken a liking to.
I bring my hand down.
Commander, I suggest you surrender your ship and prepare to be boarded.
Teeks. Squeeze shoulder harder.
And while that's going on, I'm going to jump to sickbay real quick. Captain, a few moments ago, Lily Neumann disappeared on you. You hear from the chime from the transporter room, like, Captain, I can't get a lock. She just vanished.
If she reappears on the ship, do a constant scan for me. If she comes back, try to get rid of her. And notify the bridge as soon as you spot her.
Captain, I think the bridge is aware of that. She's on there now.
Keep trying to beam her. Every time she appears, attempt to beam her.
I can't get a lock.
On the comm badge?
One second, y'all.
She's not wearing a comm badge.
You can tell where she is, though. Can you beam her general area?
I can see her, but the sensors can't lock onto her.
So don't. If you can visually see her, just beam everything in that local area.
That would be the entire bridge, Captain.
Never mind. I'll find someone who's capable of solving problems, and I'll head towards the bridge.
Someone's getting demoted.
Alright, as you head towards the bridge, I'm awaiting your answer, Commander.
I'm gonna look at Teeks' hands and to see if he's even doing anything.
Teeks needs to make a fitness plus medicine check. Difficulty of 2.
Back, what did I miss?
Oh, it's just our entire ship being held hostage. That's all.
You said fitness medicine?
Yep.
Ooh, Teeks might not make this.
Yeah, he'll probably have to spend threat if he doesn't have determination.
Spend the threat. Borg cube will show up and solve the problem for us.
Well, he has a 9. I don't like.
He's got less than a 50-50 chance.
Yep. I think we just let him be taken over.
Okay.
But it's up to you guys. I could roll whatever you guys.
We should at least try, I think.
Well, if he fails, I'm just gonna take the controls from him. So.
All right.
Or shoot him, whichever I have to do.
I'll give you a threat,
Alright.
and we'll try it 3. So close.
You notice that Teeks is asleep.
Yeah, I'm going to approach the controls and try to finish the sequence to warp us away, because I know what the name alone scares the crap out of me.
I'm gonna do something really stupid and try to stun Neumann with my phaser as the commander does that. At least provide a distraction.
Okay, so one of you needs to go first, and we're going to do combat turn orders at this point.
Okay.
So, one or the other. And that's going to pass to Neumann. Possibly the vessel.
Yeah, I wish I had that thing.
What do you guys think?
I'd like to run away before shooting happens, because I'm
Okay.
worried about them retaliating once you shoot.
Yeah, I was just trying to create a distraction, but yeah, give it a shot, Commander.
If I had something like quick to action or some way to hold the initiative that didn't cost us threat, I'd do it.
Fair enough.
And this is the wrong character to pull that stunt.
Yeah, go ahead. It's all on you. No pressure.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're going to go first.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it's going to be a control plus con. I'm going to add a difficulty increase, because you're hastily trying to do this. So it's going to be a difficulty 1. Assisted by the ship's engines plus con. And then I need to know how much power you're spending.
How much do we have? Unfortunately, it's bigger than us, so it probably has more power than we do. That's the question I should have asked, is how much power it has. Darn it. Oh. We have improved warp drive. We might get lucky. And not use any of the power. I'm not going to use all of it, though, because that puts us in a bad way.
1 or 2 less. All but 1 or 2, I'd say. Either get away or Calum has a very busy next turn.
I'm going to say 12.
Okay,
12 power.
but do the roll.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you a threat for an extra die.
Okay.
And control con, correct?
Control con, yes. Or daring.
Daring have been better. Would have been one more, so. Shit might pull me out. Engines, con.
Well,
so.
you succeed.
Oh, yeah, it's 1. That's right. Duh.
Yep. How much power? Then you're spending 12 power.
Yeah.
Roll 12 challenge dice. That lets you. You get to keep 4 of that. So you're down 8 power. And the Tereshkova goes to warp.
I'm going to call out red alert as we're warping away.
While you did that, Lily Neumann is going to attack you.
I wonder why. No, please, leave me alone. I'm just a good-looking Ryzen. I'm good at poker games. I do parlor tricks.
Set phaser to kill.
I should use different stats for that. Okay. I spend a threat because it is because you're in close range, so it is difficulty 3.
Oh, hooray!
Oh, why not? Because we're off to such a great start.
Well, hits it. That's unfortunate.
Oh, I meant to roll one more. Okay.
Spending for more damage, I'm guessing.
I wouldn't advocate that because if they do, you're going to go down.
No, you take 4 stress, but you are thrown back 1 zone, and you're not knocked down, but you're pushed back from this wave of force that just hits you. And she goes, "That was a mistake, Commander." And it's back to you guys.
All right. Is it a Rudy Tooty point and shooty time?
Yes.
Okay. Control security if I want to hit her with the phaser, I'm guessing.
Yes. I'm assuming you're drawing your phaser.
Yes.
Okay, so that's your minor.
I assume the hand phaser focus works on this.
Yes.
Can you spend a threat for an extra
Nope.
minor?
No. It is momentum.
Since that's my minor, I can't trigger Deadeye, so we'll just...
Could do martial artist, but that would be less challenge dice, but it would be more difficult for Lily to stay up.
Wouldn't I have to get up to her first?
It'd probably be a minor to get to her.
The wharf jump of the hurdle and then charging at her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I already said I do. My control security is a lot better too. So
yeah, go for the more sure thing.
I don't. I guess unless I want to spend threat, I can't really get more dice.
Do you have bold security by chance?
No.
Oh, never mind then.
Unfortunately. Do I want to spend a determination on this? Because I might die if I fail.
Spend a threat. You have a 17. You're gonna get it. But if
Yeah.
you're worried about it, just spend 1 threat.
All right, yeah, I'll just spend a threat just to make sure.
Yeah.
And you have a focus on a level 5 discipline, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry.
All right, here we go.
Oof.
Yeah. Let's just hope I can actually hurt
1
it.
momentum gain because it is long range.
Right.
Okay.
So, roll damage.
Here we go. Ooh.
Might want
to
to spend 1
reroll.
momentum to re-roll that damage.
Yeah, let's do that. So how would I do that reroll?
Just roll 6 challenge dice in the challenge dice box.
All right.
Oops.
Make sure
Not
you hit
6.
enter after you put 6 in.
Yeah, I almost put 67 in by accident.
Is this a non-lethal attack?
Yes,
Okay.
that's better.
Much better.
10.
Okay. All right. She gets knocked. She goes down.
Oh. Security to the bridge.
Real quick, as when you fired your phaser at her, you noticed that there was this wall of energy that just absorbed a lot of it before it actually hit her and knocked her out.
Feeling I only just barely made that hit, sir. No. I think I'd already said security to the bridge.
Yeah.
Wait, get here. Start moving away from the console. Or wait, we're probably still in turn order, right?
So we're still in turn order.
Yeah. I started moving before I remembered that. I'm sorry.
I believe it's Calum.
Okay, so I guess the only real thing I can do is try to do some power management to regain power.
All right. That is control engineering. Don't believe there's an assist from the ship on that, though. Its difficulty is 2, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while. Yes, difficulty 2. Control or daring.
Should also have a focus, so.
EPS systems.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure. That'd be 2 with control engineering.
All right. You regain 1 point of power.
Up to 9.
And just so you're aware, Captain, you'll arrive at the top of the round. Talk says, Commander, the alien vessel is following us and gaining.
Of course they are.
And with that, we're going to switch scenes.
We lose 1 momentum.
You don't have it.
Wow, meanie.
Vogel, you're currently in the land of internal darkness. Strange glowing orbs circle all around you. You have talked with Lily Neumann, who seems to be trapped inside this realm, and she is having trouble remembering things.
If I recall correctly, the last thing she said was she didn't want to be left alone.
Right.
Is there any other way out of this place?
Lily's like, if there is, I don't know. or I would have done it by now. Anaka says, like, I think I could pull us out. I am unsure about Miss Neumann here. But if she stays here longer, I'm afraid her existence will fade.
Is there any way to bring her back with us, however temporary?
Possible. At this point, you need. I'll let you word however you feel. Depending on that, essentially, as you can create an advantage to sort of anchor Lily with you, to help stabilize her as you go back to maybe potentially, I guess, assuming, considering you know her condition that she's lost her memories in the physical world.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be one of those, like, you think you know, but you need to word it how for this unnamed advantage that you wish to create here.
So basically, like, what I'm thinking is I want to use our bodies as kind of like a conduit for her consciousness to bring it with us.
Okay.
So that she's not left in this place by herself, and then we'll figure it out when we get back. You know, like, even if one of us has to share consciousness for a...
Give me a fitness plus con roll. Difficulty 2 to be able to do that. And Anaka, since the two of you would, I'm assuming, will be sharing this experience, she will assist on this.
Cool. Difficulty 2.
Yes.
Spatial phenomena for a focus.
No.
Okay, I think I'll give you a threat. And we'll give it a...
Ooh.
Nice.
Just got it. The two of you kind of, sort of, in a way, approach Lily, kind of taking positions as you focus your energies to imbue a little bit, to attach Lily to your spirits. As she looks confused and complex, she vanishes, but part of you can feel her inside.
And using our bond, I will say to Annika, I think it worked. I think it's time to head back.
Give me a fitness plus con roll. It's going to be an unknown difficulty. You can roll, it's essentially similar to the scientific method without the mumbo jumbo, but you just roll until you succeed on it. Because I figured wouldn't really have momentum at this point in stage, so this is more of you, and Annika can assist on this. It's just you're focusing, trying to get back home.
Okay. Oh, this room. And I guess I'll keep. So there's 3, 5, 6, 8, 9.
Okay, so you stop. Stop. You get 2 momentum out of that. And both of you wake up. I think you're in the transporter room, actually.
I am. Unless I was moved. I think there was a call to medical staff.
There was, except medical staff's under quarantine, and it was just pretty much you. Reaver was treating you while they waited for medical teams who seemed preoccupied. But you wake up kind of in a fog, not sure what happened.
And I will kind of groggily get up and start heading toward the bridge.
Nurse Reaver tries to, Lieutenant, are you alright?
I'll be fine. I have to get to the bridge.
Lieutenant, you were unconscious for several minutes.
I know. I'll explain later. And I'll make my way to the door.
Alright. Back on the bridge. Captain, you've entered. Oh, and scene change. So I wasn't expecting you guys to get through this quick.
I pull out my phaser and point it at Newman.
Newman is on the ground unconscious.
Ratala probably still has her phaser pointed at her.
Okay, I'll walk over and check her pulse. What's going on, Commander?
Captain, we've encountered something that identified itself as Sophia and matched with a artificial intelligence craft that the 10th Fleet encountered some months ago. I've ordered a retreat and a red alert for now, but they are gaining on us. They're likely to catch up to us. They demanded our surrender, sir.
Artificial intelligence. Isn't one of the Newmans a cybernetics specialist?
And Anaka, you can see off the distance as Dr. Esmond is helping Anaka back to her feet as she's shrugging off what her recent experience.
So Annika was unconscious for the last while. She just roused now.
Don't harm Newman. She's not who she thinks she is.
Do I get anything from Newman?
She has a pulse. And I think at this moment...
How does Teeks look?
Teeks is asleep. Slumped over in his chair, knocked out. And this moment, Vogel walks onto the bridge.
Captain.
Yes.
That's not Neumann. I can never remember what her name is.
We always mix them up.
All right, Commander, help me get Teeks and Newman to the side here.
Aye, sir.
You do
I'm
that.
just gonna pull her over to the corner. And I motion to someone to take up Teeks' station.
Caleb, is there any way we can get more speed out of these engines?
Out of character, what's our current speed?
I believe you're at maximum warp. So
I'm pulling a Kirk here. Come on, engineer, make miracles happen. Make the thing work.
I could try and increase the annular confinement on the annular confinement beam, but make it smaller and probably. But I'm afraid she'd fly herself apart then.
And we might be lucky to match the speed of what's being chased, and we're not going to be able to sustain that forever.
Aye, sir. Caleb, and focus on getting us the power we drained out. The improved core managed to hold some of the charge, but I don't know how much. We're probably going to need more if it catches us.
I think we're gonna go ahead and drop out and stand here.
They're still hot on our tail, sir.
Doctor, if you could attend to Newman and Teeks, there could be a lot of problems on the bridge very shortly. It's not going to be a safe place, I imagine.
Coming up, Captain. So Karen gets onto the bridge. She would know what's mostly going on, right?
for the
At least from I would assume from Dr. Desmond's point of view, because she's been trying to get medical people to help her with Anaka this whole time, where it's like, oh no, someone help me.
Gotcha.
I think we can come about, try to do an intense scan and use that information to hit them hard on a first salvo.
Aye, sir.
If that's the plan, sir, can I recommend going to red alert?
I look around the
Right.
bridge.
Oh my god, sorry.
Focus, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
Vogel, you still good for service?
And the pause is deliberate. And she'll kind of shake her head. I think I need to help Lily Neumann, Commander.
All right. Get me. I look over as the Exo is already at the sensor station and just kind of nod.
Oh, this is gonna get rough. Sir, advise we alert Starfleet to our current situation. I think the whole fleet needs to be here.
I press a button on my chair. Tereshkova, condition, urgent, unknown vessel of greater strength, expecting possible destruction, and then I include all of our sensor readings and last known location and send that off.
all right.
I kind of look around the bridge. At and kind of make eye contact with both Ritala and the Exo and Calum. Savor this, because we're about to get into it.
Aye, sir.
Caleb's gonna look at you, Captain, and go, if I read the reports correctly, sir, from when these things were active, don't use energy-based weapons. They won't do anything. Photon torpedoes might do more damage, but phasers won't do much.
Photons should be effective as long as that's made of some sort of physical matter.
We'll give it a try. Ritala, prepare torpedoes. Full spread.
I'll begin scanning for any vulnerabilities the minute they get in range, sir.
I sit back down and give a... I don't count out loud, but I give it to a count of about 10. And then I... Helm, bring us about.
I will prepare a full spread of torpedoes.
If only both sections of the ship could go to warp, I would do saucer separation, but it's kind of pointless. Because you leave all the people stranded.
So, you're going to drop out of warp and engage them.
Yes.
I'm going to guess this doesn't count as an aggressive action.
They've already demanded our immediate surrender, so I think not. I mean, it's definitely aggressive. Whether it's unlawfully aggressive, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not exactly a friendly gesture when someone orders you to surrender and prepare to be boarded. That is a...
It is when we do it, not when they do it.
Unconditionally, too.
Yeah.
Unconditionally is the best conditional.
But it's unconditional. How can it be the best conditional? I will fight you on this, sir.
I petition that Ritala is permanently renamed to Noam Chomsky. And forced to take a focus in linguistics.
A momentum is being spent. And momentum is gaining momentum.
Hey, it's gonna take that.
Oh, yeah. Exo, we're gonna need to generate a lot of momentum.
How would you like me to do that, sir?
You have a special ability that allows you to do it, but also you can just do really well on a roll.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have that ability.
Unless you suddenly demoted yourself, I think you have.
You spend 3 momentum to let someone keep the determination they tried to spend.
Oh!
You don't generate. That's a human thing.
That's when we had a human exo. Human exos are the only kind of exos.
I see how it is.
Well,
when have you had a human XO?
I know, right?
You had a human engineer who was really darn good. Thank you very much.
We had a human exo once.
Are you thinking rally?
Which is your job?
No, there's an ability that lets... Yeah, so the human ability lets you spend determination for 3 momentum.
Yeah, and that's what Altera used to do. She would do it from engineering and just give the ship momentum.
That's okay. It's not that I wanted a good XO, it's that I need a good human.
Rysons are like humans, just hotter.
That's why we don't get Spirit of Discovery. We've discovered it all. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's load that up because I'm gonna
So,
need it in a second.
real quick, so I don't have to type this out to the nurse, but everyone will kind of see it. You notice that Vogel and Anaka are hovering over Newman's body, and there's a strange glow that emanates from both of them that transfers over to Lily Neumann.
Do I have smelling salts on me?
Some equivalent in your kit, probably.
Yeah, I'm going to, as long as it's not like a hypodermic injection version, I don't want to like force adrenaline in there. I'm going to see if I can try to get them up and awake.
Well, here's the thing. Lily was shot.
Quite well, I might add.
Yes. You're not sure what Vogel and Anaka are doing, but they seem to be concentrating really hard. And then there's this blue glow that's emanating from them that's kind of on Lily.
There's a certain, I forget the name of it, but it's this thing that measures psychic energy. Do I have that on me?
Tricorder. Not to be flippant, but
That'd be about the only thing that you could probably use.
actually, with a medical tricorder, you have the best bet out of all of us because it's a specific thing, chemical you're looking for. At least with betazoids, you are. Whether that's all species is unclear in the lore.
Yeah, there's a specific name for it, but you know what? That's not the time. I'm definitely gonna check to see the actual psychic energy, and then try and make a hypothesis as to what is actually going on. Because I can sort of see the energy flowing into Lily Neumann, right?
You can see this energy wave just flowing into her.
So something is being transferred.
It's a guess.
As a question, what do I need to roll for this? Or do I need to roll at all?
You don't need to, but I'll give it to you. But your tricorder, it's having a hard time measuring it, but there is definitely a raw energy source being transferred from Vogel and Anaka into Lily Neumann.
I'm gonna
And
check
it almost seems
Vogel.
like there's other presence or energy source is being pushed out, but you don't know where it's going.
The energy source is being pushed out of
There's
Lily Neumann?
another energy source, another energy pattern that's being pushed out.
Captain, there might be something else here. Like, on the bridge. The sort of psychic waves that we measure, there's something being pushed out.
Makes sense. Newman, when she appeared on the bridge, was acting very odd, and she almost seemed to be advocating for this Sophia. We really didn't have an extended conversation, though. He glances briefly at the security officer and looks back to his controls.
I'd like to see if Vogel and Anaka are having, if there's any difference in their life signs or brain activity.
You notice that their brain activity is sort of synced.
So they're all sort of thinking the same thing?
Yeah.
In that case, we're either dealing with some sort of psychic parasite or some sort of collective consciousness. Oh man, I really am talking like a Star Trek character. I can't help but think sort of. In that case, do we have any...
Any what? Sorry, we didn't hear you.
Another psychic crewman, say a Vulcan in specific, we could possibly mind meld into the collective consciousness, or have another crewman get, for lack of a better word, possessed. It's one of those two, Captain.
That's a serious risk.
I believe someone once said that risk is our business, and she sort of gets this like nervous grin when she says it.
I don't believe you have another psychic on board. At least not.
We can, at least not made, which we could make one.
Could.
Just don't know if we want to.
Vulcan pilot.
Actually, I am.
Actually, the hairdresser is a Vulcan.
I've been hiding a Vulcan under my bed this whole time.
Oh. Yeah, I'll crunch one out, because unless the captain doesn't want someone else to join in on that, because we don't exactly know what's going on, and we might be complicating the problem. But it might help. We don't know. And a psychic expert might know whether that would help or not.
Do not interfere. You will only complicate me.
Oh, okay. And she just sort of steps back. Can you continue speaking with me? Or is that counting as interfering?
I like your style, nurse.
We are trying to force whatever is possessing Newman's body out.
Okay.
Nurse, do you have some way to monitor how Newman is from a moment to moment, and maybe we can give them another metric to measure by?
I could possibly work something up. She gets out a pad, does some typing on it. I could keep a constant monitor on brainwaves and see changes in them, making sure seeing variances between them, seeing as they're all synced at the moment. Or I could, and she's struggling, like straining. Psychic powers aren't normally covered under Starfleet medical rules. It's kind of a specialist thing.
Do what you can. If hopefully they'll be able to bring her out of it, but you'll be the first person who's gonna be able to rouse them or help them if medical issues complicate matters. Because as much as I'd really love to be over there right now, I can't. As he starts typing away, as you can see.
Yes, Commander. And GM, I'm would what I suggested work as a way of keeping a monitor on them?
Almost like an early warning system to see if things are going bad for them.
Yeah. I'm going to guess something. I mean, there's no real way to tell, am I winning this psychic battle of the wills, other than keeping an eye on things and making sure nobody explodes, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Sir, the vessel is almost in range.
Oh boy.
Momentum was spent.
All right. All momentum gone.
One momentum gained.
All right. All momentum.
As with that, the glowing sensation, the glowing energy field that you saw, fades off from both.
Oh, is that a good thing? I hope that's a good thing.
Nurse, check Lily.
I'm going to physically touch Lily's shoulder while I'm giving the tricorder scan. Is there any real noticeable change in how everything is going with her?
Okay, hold on 1 second. Both Anaka and Vogel start having nosebleeds. Both of them take 2 stress.
Oh, that's definitely not good.
As for Lily, she remains unconscious, but she does have some slight bleeding coming from her nose and ears.
Oh, that's definitely not good. I think this is a point where I need to get all 3 of these people to sickbay, possibly. We might have better equipment to monitor them here, but I don't know if moving them is a good idea. This is definitely starting to resemble physical problems.
Whatever you're gonna do, nurse, do it fast.
Nurse, given that we're cutting close on power here, I would recommend that you call for a team to gurney your patients down to med bay.
Good idea. And she taps her tricorder. Medbay, this is Nurse Sullivan. We need a team up at the bridge in order to get 3 people to sickbay.
We're on our way.
Tarek, make sure security is on them, please, in case we have any other psychic events with our crew members.
Yes, sir. I'll assign a security team immediately.
Thank you.
And I will send that order in.
Oh, that's right. There was a scene change. My stress went away. Duh.
At this moment, the enemy vessel, as the medical teams come filing into the bridge, you see this rather large, rectangular in shape almost, alien vessel with red emission lights going down the sides of it, and a cloud swarm swirling around it.
I turn in my seat towards the XO and say, on the main ship now.
Aye, sir. I'm going to be looking for any weaknesses in the main craft.
Real quick though, Vogel, are you going down to sickbay?
I probably should.
Yeah, nosebleeds and all.
All right. At this point, we are in combat. You guys get to go first.
Oh, make sure you spend for D20s on this.
Right, 'cause that's a good thing we want to have happen.
Oh, sorry. Am I up?
Scan.
No, you're next.
Sorry.
Weakness, there it is.
I've got like 5 different things happening right now.
Gotta love it when that happens.
Yeah, it's like the worst time to be like, hey, I'm in the middle of a game. Could this happen not right now?
How difficult's the roll for scan for weakness?
Uh,
Not sure how far away
one.
we are.
Yeah, it's difficulty 1 if you're in close, so it's +1 for every range increment. It's definitely gonna be a difficulty 4 because they're in extreme range at the moment.
Okay.
I'll give you a determination if you need it, or I could direct you.
I'm not sure if any of my values apply. That's the problem I just realized.
What's the mission parameter since it's a new episode? Does that change, or is it still on investigate the thing?
It's still on the investigate.
Oh wait, even if I challenge it, I can't change it yet. That happens at the end of the episode, so that wouldn't help me. I'm gonna stretch here and try to spend toward the value. Sorry, the argument died in my head. On the basis, peace is our business, because I'm worried that if we don't stop this thing from moving or continuing what it's doing, it's going to be a larger danger to the rest of the Federation.
Makes sense, but
Yeah, don't try to not to unsell the GM.
No.
Yeah. And the other ones don't apply. All that is ours is yours. Not really. It's more of a diplomacy thing. It's gonna have to be through sheer buying stuff. All right, cool. We don't have any minor actions we need done, right? In Starship.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I have call to action. That's why. I can get someone else to do a minor, but
I
don't
can
think that helps
assist
anybody.
you if we think we need it.
A direct would be helpful because it's difficulty
okay.
4.
Since I turned to him, I'm going to direct him to do it.
All right. That'll be so. You're going first. That's going to use your direct action. So you'll be able to assist with command presence.
Spend at least 1 momentum for a die. I'm gonna give you 2 more, 2 threat. Sorry for the next die.
All right. This is also assisted by the ship as well.
Ship sensors plus science, if I'm not mistaken.
Security, actually.
Security, my bad.
Would you accept as a focus for me shipboard tactical systems, since I'm trying to get information to benefit the use of the tactical system?
You're not doing the one doing the roll.
But I still get an assist.
You do,
But I still get a focus though.
but the
If I
assist
have
is but you're ordering him to do that.
Would improvisation work?
I'll allow the shipboard tactical systems if you flavor in a way that, give me. You have to flavor it, RP flavor it for me.
That is, I know, like, I have already made the decision that I made the decision to come in with the sensors first instead of the weapons, because I know that although the weapons are effective, they're more effective with enhanced targeting information. So my knowledge of the ship's tactical systems is changing my approach so that I'm better able to use them in the future.
Because he's telling me what he needs to know. He's like, I need specifically this information. Don't give me extra stuff.
Okay, I'll allow that.
And on my focus, combat tactics or astrophysics.
I will take the combat tactics.
Ooh, I wasn't sure you're going to take that one.
Astrophysics does not apply here. So
I'm up to 4.
You have 2 assists. One from the captain, one from the ship.
I'm going to get to use crisis management today.
Forget you, game, really?
Well, 1 momentum gained.
I argued so hard for that focus.
You get your momentum back, so you have scan for weakness up. It does go to them, though.
Oh, man. I was really counting on us honoring momentum there.
Yeah, it's one of the side effects of a ship in extreme range.
Well, the plus side, they're still at extreme range. You have to get closer to us to fire at.
They do.
They don't, but they should if they want to be effective.
It's true. Oh, wow. It's +1 for each bonus I bought. Cool.
No, for what they do.
Oh, no, I was reading scan for weakness still. Sorry.
Yeah, you get an extra extra damage dice for each d20. And piercing, too.
Yeah.
And you ignore 2 for each effect gained.
Yeah. Wish we had more momentum to keep the initiative, though.
Yeah. I had a whole thing, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Gone are the days when we had Regoff and his whatever it is called to keep the initiative.
We need railguns on our ships. The phasers aren't working.
Or a security officer with quick to action.
Hey,
Well, you
Prax,
know what?
Prax,
Yeah.
can I get a supported character sheet, please?
Yes.
So I can make up a Vulcan pilot really quick.
Alright. It's in roll 20. Alright. Sorry, I'm just trying to... That'd be great if I did that. Oh, why not?
Because it's inefficient use of your threat. Don't worry about it. don't know what you're doing. I'm just guessing. Oh, there's the minor actions.
I don't know why I left it on that. Because warp is... Yeah, it's still difficulty 0. So I get that back.
I think I may have lied, Ritala. I think it may be good for Calum to go next.
Alright, the
That's fine with me.
alien vessel does a quick jump and is literally in close range of you. Like sitting right on top of you.
Are you sure Caitlin needs to go next?
I was thinking we're gonna be hit, so if Calum modulates shields, we're gonna take a lot less damage.
Your call, sir.
Because we could get up to 8 resistance with the current momentum we have. The other option is for you to do torpedoes, but torpedoes are basically impossible now. And we know already that energy weapons may not be a good idea. The
I don't
jury's
think
still out on that
torpedoes
one.
are energy weapons.
They're not, but I'm saying torpedoes and energy weapons are both have drawbacks right now.
Right.
What if we get the pilot to move us away to long range? Because there's a possibility of us possibly getting momentum out of that, but it also puts us at a range that they don't like because they want to be close.
I'm about to take a threat if you guys don't decide what to do here. Or I'm going to spend threat to keep the initiative for myself.
I guess I'm just gonna say then we're gonna go to extreme range.
That you would need to do a...
Yeah, I think we're waiting on it right now.
FYI, it was a scene change, so you're at full power again.
Yeah.
So if we're moving to extreme range, who is that?
That's the pilot who is being built at the moment because that's a support character that we
Right.
didn't. We only had the one support pilot and he went unconscious.
We just
So we
grab
need another one.
we just grab like Tom Paris's data sheet or something. Probably be a little bit too much for a supporting character.
Oh yeah, he's way too powerful for that.
I made up a con character.
All right.
Vulcan name here. Oh yeah, it sounds very Vulcan.
That's it.
How about not an elf in space?
All right, so what's going on?
I think move us to extreme range. So,
That's going to be a... just had it up. Control plus con, assisted by the ship's engines plus con. It's difficulty 0. If you impulse, you can only go to long range with power requirement 1, or you're going to have to go and use warp.
You said you wanted extreme, right?
Yep.
yeah.
Right, so I think we got a warp. I believe that's 2 power.
The difficulty is increasing because you are in close proximity, so it is going to be a difficulty 1. I'm going to spend threat because I have it to a difficulty of 4.
Ouch.
Take that, new guy.
I know, right? I guess we'll use that.
I don't think the new guy is going to be able to do it though.
He has control a con of 15.
But no value.
He'd have to spend a threat to get enough dice plus momentum.
I'm gonna roll the dice here. I'm gonna use the momentum, buy an extra dice, and then I'm gonna hope the ship hits.
Ah, I get you. Yeah.
It's just going to warp.
Yeah, it's difficulty 4. It's so you don't ram it because this thing's massive.
So, like I said, rolling the boom.
Alright, that's gonna cost you 2 power to go into extreme range.
Worth it.
And you could roll 2 challenge dice because we used warp. We might get them
Yes.
back.
I'll
We
get
already
it.
have 1 momentum.
No, I spent it and then brought it back.
Think we'll get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it back. You get 1 power back.
Down to 14.
I think this guy has just earned a name.
But he has no name.
I know, but I think with that roll, he might have just earned one.
Now you got the Kansas song stuck in my head.
Male or female?
Female.
Alright, the Tereshkova goes to does a quick warp jump.
Well, warp up to us, but warp away then.
Alright.
It's the fencing of space combat.
See, difficulty goes up again by 1.
If they're not able to touch us, I don't think we get cooties.
Why not?
Oops.
Not sure how well my kindergarten knowledge is going to help us here.
Nice.
Well, at least it's being nice to both sides.
As you warp, the ship follows. And I'm spending 2 threat to keep the initiative. Difficulty 2. Spending a threat to roll 3rd dice. Nice. The alien vessel locks its tractor beam on you.
Huh.
And is currently in close range. FYI.
Sir.
Well, trusting Calum, it's probably time to fire torpedoes.
Ooh.
Okay. What is the roll for that?
Fearing security difficulty 5.
Yes, difficulty 5.
Oh, it's daring.
Yep, and you're also giving me 2 threat
Okay.
because it's torpedoes.
I think
Sorry.
I thought that's only if we do spread.
You mean salvo, but that's an
Yeah.
extra threat. Firing torpedoes.
We're doing
alone.
that too.
Okay,
Full spread?
so it's 3
Yep.
threat then, if I remember correctly. But I'm gonna double check.
It's 2 more to the threat. I was on my way there as we start talking about it. The firing torpedoes at all is 1.
Okay, it's reversed. So yeah, but it's still 3 threat total.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, difficulty 5.
Okay. Does shipboard tactical systems apply as a focus?
I'm going
Yes.
I'm going to give you my determination. That way you can spend yours on the roll, and if you need a re-roll, you have mine.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
Well, we don't have a whole lot of chances to make this work.
It's
So,
true.
I'm gonna try to.
Okay. Which one of my values works best for this? I'm not sure, actually.
Inaction is tantamount to evil.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Or, I don't know. You could probably try to sell half of them.
Fair enough. I'd say, yeah, can I spend inactions tantamount to... Yeah. tantamount to evil on this one.
I do not think that applies here.
Okay.
I will take a life without freedom is no life at all, because you're not sure what they're going to do.
That's true. They did demand our unconditional surrender, so they might be trying to take us as slaves. Do we still have that one momentum, or is that old?
Yes, you
Yes.
still have that momentum.
We need to keep that though. You need to spend threat on everything.
Okay.
You do need to spend to buy all of the dice though, because we're gonna need that for damage.
Can I
Okay.
spend that much?
It would be 5.
If you give me 5, you'll be rolling 4 dice.
4 dice. Okay. Don't think there's anything else I can do. Can't take the aim action. Okay, I think this is my roll.
Yeah, aim is a ground combat thing.
Okay, here we go. Ugh.
It's 4. This ship assists with weapons security.
Weapons.
It's a good thing we have that determination.
Oh, you didn't need it. Actually,
It's actually control security, but not daring.
Oh.
no, daring is for torpedoes.
Where does it say that?
Because control would have made my roll significantly better.
I'm gonna say because that's the way we've always done it, but I may be wrong.
Should I...
Fire weapons is on page 223 of the core rulebook. Control plus security assisted by the ship's weapons plus security.
Should I re-roll that?
No.
Because the good thing is that we can still hover our mouse over it and see what the dice rolled. So.
Oh, okay. So I've got a 17 total with control security.
Well, then you gain 6, 8, 3 momentum total.
Oh, cool.
Gain 3. Boop.
Roll your torpedo damage.
Oh, right. Duh. All right.
We had him down to 8 threat.
And I'm back up to
Yeah.
16, so...
Is it Borg Cube time now?
We don't really have. I don't think we have a chance to fight even. To fight an even fight.
So we add to the torpedo damage because of scan?
You do. Yes.
2 extra.
Yes, 2
So
extra.
I bought 2 extra dice.
So it'll be total of your security plus 5.
Also 1 extra for salvo. The torpedo, when it says they may fire a salvo instead of single torpedo, which adds 2 more threat, but which adds 1 challenge dice to the attack's damage. So you should be adding 3.
Yep.
So that is 8 piercing.
Do you want to spend 1 to reroll the 2 whiffs or no?
I was gonna put everything into power loss.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Messing with the power economy is great for us.
That's 7. God, that rule is so vague, though, when using torpedoes like that, though. For dampening.
I think the combat momentum spend goes for any weapons.
Yep.
It does. I'm just saying it's vague. Like,
yeah,
I don't really agree with that with torpedoes because they're kinetic.
They can be hitting certain power systems, like their EPS or power conduits and whatnot, and interrupting that sort of system.
I just need to look up something real quick. Make sure I'm calculating this right.
So all 4 then? Or Actually, we could probably wait because we get to know if we. I think we get to know if we did enough damage for a breach. We might want to save that. So we might want to save to see if we even did it. We should have, but we might not have.
I really doubt they have a piercing of higher than 8. And even if they did, we'd still have.
I suppose power drain would be a
room.
good move to do anyway. Yeah.
High yield does 2 breaches, right?
Yes.
For each breach, it's 1 additional breach. Oh, no, it's 1 or more breaches. It's 1 additional breach.
Yeah.
So we maybe want to add. Oh, we actually have to spend momentum for this. Oops.
It's okay. So spread effects. So that's half of what you rolled.
Yeah, half rolled up.
So that's 7, right? Counting that right?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, 7.
Yeah, the base is 7.
Yeah, base damage is 7, so half of that round up would be 4.
So if we add
Plus,
1 more,
it's +1 for every effect rolled after the first. So there's another 2 on there.
Oh, that's right.
No.
That's in the spread text. It says which deals half the damage.
Half the damage initial hit.
Rounding up +1 for each effect rolled after
the damage goes, so it's the effects. So that adds to the actual damage. Not additional. It's not additional breaches.
No, I thought it's additional damage.
It's additional damage, it's not additional breach.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what I was. Yeah.
Yeah, God, that'd be silly. 3
so,
additional breaches.
So 2 or 7. Okay. So the second one is actually 7 damage raw.
14 overall.
Does it still get high yield? Is the question.
It technically does. I just want to make sure I'm calculating the amount of the damage in the breaches right.
I think that second attack is only 6 though, because it's effect after the first. So
yes. So the other thing is though, I don't think you get the piercing, but I'm double checking that.
Oh.
That's
from the scan for weaknesses.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we get
because it's an additional.
Because it's with the first attack, and it doesn't usually, as I recall,
spread is a secondary. Yeah, it's a secondary attack.
Oh, I thought you were saying at all. You're just saying on the second attack.
Yes, on the second attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a little worried there.
Okay. So, currently.
But wouldn't that spread still be the first attack, though?
It's counted as an additional.
It's an additional hit, not an additional attack.
There it is.
Why did I have to scroll away?
It's 232 if you're looking for the weapons.
Because it says the next attack,
it's the additional
damage on the next attack.
This additional hit,
not additional attack.
This additional hit is resolved separately. For each hit against the target is reduced by resistance shield and potentially causes breaches individually.
Yeah, I still don't know if that's another attack. I mean, it's up to you. Like, you are Mr. GM. I'm just advocating because we want more.
Right, but Knowing you, if I did the same thing to you, you'd be like, no, I don't think so.
I would rule it as that does both because I would count that as a single attack.
That's why I was wondering, depending on how that turns out,
because-
it changes what we're spending our 4 momentum on, I would think.
Right, because for me, like the attack is the attack, the damage is the entire effect of the damage, which is affected by the first action we did. All this is like, if we were cause and effect this, all of the cause is from that single attack.
Yeah, but the reducing resistance and shields is individually. So
It's not though. Like it says next attack. It's not individual damage.
no, I'm
it's
talking about the
attack.
spread effect and how that's classified.
That's so big. I mean, like I said, it's up to you. I would rule it different, but ultimately you are running.
I'm good either way. I just want to know where our momentum's going.
Right, yeah, that's the big because this is the flaw of the book. Nothing is like there's no, like it's vague.
That's what GM interpretation's for.
Yep.
The problem is that everyone in here is a GM.
It's your game. It's your call. We'll rule differently. That happens.
I would rule differently. That's the only reason I bring it up.
Well, I just want to be consistent across the fleet, though.
That's not happening with me. Sorry, because I do a lot of things differently than some of them the same, but not all of them. Like I actually disagree with Ed. As much as I hate to say that, and since I'm on the player end of this problem, but I've ruled it that way. So.
Nope. I feel like you've decided your side.
Yeah, and for consistency, I could always switch. Like that's just how I would think. Oh, and here's the other question: did we roll the extra damage for the scan for weakness?
Yeah, that was included in.
It's included in.
Okay, cool.
That's why the torpedo damage isn't garbage, because torpedoes usually suck unless you do that first.
Nice. Because we should have 2 extra from the scan for weakness, and then whatever extra we get.
And then +1 because we salvoed.
For the spread, yeah.
Oh, okay. Goodness gracious.
Ooh. I'm guessing the NPC ship is not doing NPC ship rules.
This is a pretty big ship, though. So
it's a boss battleship, so probably not. We're not that lucky.
Yeah, we're gonna be in this for a while if it's that way.
Although we hit its ship weapons twice, so that's awesome. Oh, so is it? Are we throwing the 4 power dump them?
I think we need to do power.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Because
the big question is how much damage actually got through.
The sensor scans show that their shields are still up.
We just hit them so hard with high yield.
I mean, the whole first attack is pretty much guaranteed to have gone through, which is how we got the first 2 breaches. And we got the second one from we got the third from spread. We probably got the 4th one. I don't know how we got the 4th one.
I was asking what the resistance was, like how much of our.
It's high yield. So here's the thing: it's high yield. So the first one is 2 breaches. The second one is counted individually. This is why it's technically another hit, which then is 2 breaches. You can actually effectively, with like quantum torpedoes or even photon torpedoes, depending on how you do it right, you can do a total of 6 breaches in 1 round.
Yeah. Like torpedoes suck when they hit you dead on.
We could do devastating attack, and that would probably. Actually, we could roll devastating effect. Oh, it's not repeatable, so we could roll that once. I think we still do power loss though.
Well, devastating's what, 2?
Devastating's 2.
So 2 devastating, 2 power.
Right. So my question is of all the challenges we throw and the amount of damage we did, what was absorbed by the resistance?
Am I allowed to tell you that?
Well, we would have to know because
8.
Okay, because that would
I
say
was
if
gonna
we had
flavor it
pierce-
after you resolve this on what you see, so on the view screen.
Okay,
Um,
I'm just thinking the numbers.
Oh, those math players, jeez, aren't they the worst?
And you know what you're doing with?
Actually,
I just
I
need to
think we
know.
just do power loss because if we do devastating attack, it's probably mostly going to get eaten up by resistance.
oh, fair enough. So 4 to power.
Yeah, because swift task is not an option in this case.
All right, the turn passes back to them.
Unfortunately.
On the view screen, though, you notice the power flickers off as the red emission lights go off, but you do notice that when your torpedoes impacted this large vessel, and most of them did land on the ship, some of the torpedoes, the drones that were circling around it, moved in and intercepted the torpedoes before it would land on the ship.
Ah. The promised flavoring.
Yes, the promised flavoring. FYI, they have a resistance of 9.
So we're not allowed to attack unless we do scan for weakness.
That's why this state is very, very menacing.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm on the player side. Sounds like running away is a great plan though, since their power's probably drained.
Their power does go off because I did spend up quite a bit.
Wait, are they at 0 power? Or are
They
you
are
saying that
they are at 0 power, but it is their go, and I am doing a power management task.
Are you allowed to do power management at power 0?
Yes.
So, good news. If we do what we did again, they're screwed.
I have a lot of threat though.
Oh, you could buy back all of your power.
I
basically.
can. Yes. I
Yeah,
basically.
you still have to make the roll. You
I
could
do.
fail.
And it's
I feel like
increasing
that's a
difficulty.
good use of your threat. That way it goes away.
I'll be back, guys. I gotta go.
It doesn't increase in difficulty. That's only for shields. The officer reroutes power from various systems, replenishing reserves or freeing up power for other uses. This requirement requires a daring or control plus engineering with difficulty of 2, which can exceed a cost. Successful, the ship gains 1 point of power plus additional power per momentum spent, repeatable, which may exceed its normal maximum. Complications should represent the power being removed from a particular system, increasing the difficulty of future tasks, or removing options until systems are repowered.
Could we get a guess at their scale? They're larger than us, right?
Yes, slightly.
Okay. So probably 7 or 8.
So that's 1 power there, and why not? Kind of keep them in the game. Okay. The power dims, and it comes back online. It passes back to you guys. So I believe the captain went. I believe Joan went AFK.
Joan
Yeah.
did not go on their own.
Yeah, but they're gone for about an hour. The helm officer went, and then so did So I believe it's Caleb.
Are we allowed to keep Joan in the fight since they're already here?
Can, yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I can roll for them if we need them to do something.
Okay, I think it's me and Sullivan. I think us two are the only two that haven't gone this round.
Joan technically didn't go because he was directed.
True.
There's always maneuvering.
Keep in mind, just to let you know, the tractor beam lock that they had on you disengaged.
There's always maneuvering, or we could have someone modulate shields. I don't think power is at a critical point, is it? Right?
Don't think so. Yeah. What does modulate shields do?
It increases our resistance by 1 + 1 per momentum. So I guess that wouldn't be entirely effective because we don't have momentum.
Oh, I could always get momentum. Let's go ahead and do that.
Modulating shield is a control plus security assisted by the ship's structure plus engineering difficulty 2.
Okay. So I'm rolling that. Going ahead and take 1. 3 successes because I'm rolling a 16.
Woo, Caleb.
1 momentum. The ship has 1 + 1 additional resistance for the time being.
You want to put that momentum into resistance?
I mean, it probably would be a good idea unless
That'd
you
get
want
us up to 8.
hold
I'd
on to
be
it.
sitting pretty good at that.
All right, yeah, let's dump that into resistance as well.
And that's
Okay.
still next turn, right?
That's till we're next turn, or we suffer 1 or more damage after resistance.
Yes. Alright.
Oh, no, it's not till next turn. It's just straight up, this bonus lasts until the next time the ship suffers 1 or more damage after resistance.
Oh, cool.
Okay, turn passes to them. A lot of typing.
These modulate shields can't happen if the shields are at 0, which makes sense.
Spending 1 threat. Ooh. Difficulty 2, so because they're in close range.
They have cannons or something similar.
Not exactly.
They have something that has the same distance modifier as cannons.
Ooh. Yelp. That happened. Spending a threat to reroll. This is also a devastating attack. You're rolling 3. Okay.
Oh, we're not going to take any damage. That's 6.
That's 6. No. That's piercing 2 per effect. That's totaled 8 piercing.
Oh, I thought it's just piercing 2. It's normally vicious that... Or not vicious, but...
Okay. It's piercing 2, though, per effect. These are similar to how Dominion warships weapons are, but flavor here in a moment.
Oh, then we take...
That's 6. You take 6. Plus an additional, because I am doing spread, essentially. Devastating attack. So it's half a 6 of 3 plus additional 4, 7.
It's additional 3. It's only 1 after the. It's only at
Yeah.
+1 after the first.
So 4. Spend a threat to make that 5 for the spread. See, now you're just contradicting because I counted all your effect rolls for the mass photon torpedo.
I don't think so.
I
think
did.
we.
I did.
Oh well, we specifically stated last time that was after the first one. So.
No, you didn't. You
Wait.
didn't.
Yeah, Vogel did. Vogel pointed it out.
Then there would have been 2 breaches. There would have been 4.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was trying to hide anything.
Yeah, there would only been the 2 breaches then.
What happened?
Semantics. But anyway, that would have been, that's 4.
Well, and the less attack, the 4 breaches were from high yield.
Right, but I counted the damage from all 3 effects for you guys. Which, if that's the case, I shouldn't have. Which means there would have only been 2 breaches total.
Yeah, there should have just been 2 extra instead of 3 extra damage.
Because your spread wouldn't have been enough to cause a breach.
Right, but we could have spent 1, right? Like, is the math?
The math, the way it worked, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about this roll because I'm doing spread. And if I'm calculating it, then you only get the 1 breach currently. So go ahead and resolve that, which goes to your weapons.
Oh no.
That's 5. If I'm counting one of the effects with the piercing. So I need to spend a bunch of threat. Because why not? We're in combat. It's 3. So that should be a 2nd breach there. Which goes to structure. I need to roll an effect. Challenge dice to see if there's an effect. And there is not. On the view screen, you see the swarm maneuver away from the ship as it just slams into the Tereshkova, causing massive damage across your hull. You guys take 6 total, 11 points of shield damage. Which I don't think you still have 1 shield left.
We do.
Yep. Turn passes to you. I believe.
So it just rammed us?
The drones maneuvered and flew into the Tereshkova, ripping through the hull.
Cool drone attack. Gotcha.
Yep.
I think the only person left to go on our side would be Joan.
I think Joan's gonna do regenerate shields for control engineering. I don't think it doesn't matter who does the minor, so I guess Joan can go ahead and do the minor restore on the weapons.
Okay.
And then control engineering difficulty 1. Assisted by ship structure engineering. Oh, take that back, because I think I need to do a. Do I need to do a
So
what do you call it? A repair on the structure instead of the weapons.
What terrible things have happened in the 30 seconds since I hit the stuff? Are we dead?
No, we're not dead. I don't think I need to do anything to the weapons before I can use them. So I mean the structure. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Real
to
quick,
restore.
I will read you. So with the structure damage, the ship shudders and shakes, power conduits rupture, consoles explode. Roll a challenge die and effect roll. Then a random character on the ship is injured. The injuries are considered lethal. Other than that, there is nothing you can do about it. If the structure is damage is equal to the ships, the damage goes straight to the engines. But otherwise, the structure damage, it gets pretty bad.
Yeah, I didn't know because I know weapons you need to do a restore minor or things become difficult. I was
No,
just checking.
there is no restore for the
the
structure. It's just eventually the ship becomes a lifeless hulk after a certain point.
So we still have the nurse left, right?
The nurse and Joan.
After this. I think spend 1 threat for a 3rd dice. Oh, never mind. Oh, it's difficulty 1. Never mind. And it's assisted by structure engineering.
What are you doing? The shields?
Yeah, shields.
Yeah, it's assisted by the ship structure engineering.
Okay, so that's 1 momentum.
You regain 2 points of shields plus 2 more per momentum spent.
Yeah, I think we'll put that into shields.
Alright. Turn passes back to them.
You did hear that I said I was taking a threat. You were taking a threat, right, though? I only see it 1.
Did not hear that, but thank you for reminding me.
Not that it helped me in my dice roll at all, but...
No. I'm going to spend the 1 threat.
Oh.
Well,
can we get 2 momentum instead of
no.
Complication?
There'll be a complication.
The other way.
Secondary explosions. Secondary explosions.
No, there's no secondary explosions.
You can't lose 2 threat because you only have 1.
Right, I'm not spending anything. The complication is because they were attempting to regenerate their shields. You guys gain an advantage. You'll get a piercing 1, or you'll gain additional piercing. There's a slight fluctuation in their energy or in their shield system. So I'm giving you a free momentum to spend on piercing on your next attack.
I think the nurse goes next.
Yes.
Probably do. Just had it.
So for 1, how are Vogel and how is the psychic battle in the mind?
The psychic battle is over.
Okay. So I just need to focus on the fact that my sick bay is about to be flooded by injured people.
It is already flooded by injured people.
Oh, there's a thing you can do because we took a thing to structure.
It's the injury things. It's a daring medicine task, difficulty 2.
Yes.
Assisted by the ship's computer's medicine. And basically you pick a system that took a breach, and I believe they get to reroll D20.
That is correct.
So
the only system that Tereshkova took a breach on is currently weapons.
Yeah, and I think that represents you basically healing people and sending them back to their post.
Yep.
I can't find the page though. It's somewhere here.
Okay. Wait.
He chooses a department, not a breach.
Yeah, department.
So if the ship suffered one or more breaches,
well, it could be any department, really, actually.
It's she.
We don't play with many medical officers in this regard.
That or combat goes by really quick.
Yep. But you could choose like security to get a reroll on weapons. You could choose con to get a reroll on whatever maneuvering task. Same thing with engineering down the line.
I think I'm going to try and heal up the people in... I'm actually going to say science. We're going to need to tank a lot on this one, and, no, engineering. Definitely engineering.
Okay, it is a daring plus medicine, difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's computers plus medicine.
I'd like to see if my trauma or emergency medicine would count as a focus.
I'll allow emergency medicine.
Oh, wow. You could use your determination if you wanted to. But that's
if I can save someone, do it. Fuck yes. So determination is making me reroll, correct?
Right, but I need to know what value you're wanting to use.
The value I want to use is if you can save someone, do it.
Okay. So you can re-roll both those dice. It's 1 so far.
And we just need to get...
That's ship's... what? Sensors medicine?
Correct. No, computers medicine.
Computers is 1 greater than sensors, so no effect.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, you get a free reroll on the engineering department when it comes up. Passes back to them for their last and final go, because I believe that's number 7.
I think we only went 6 times.
Right, but scale 7, they get 7 turns.
Oh, yeah.
Whew. Actually, it's only 1 momentum gained. Or 1 threat gained. It's difficulty 2. You notice on the screen that the large unknown craft moves slightly away from you.
We're talking about medium range now?
Yes, they are now within medium range. And it's top of the battle order again. Since this is the start of the next round, they get to go. Let's do it.
Should be us, right?
No,
we
you went
can't go
first.
2 times in a row. Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted you. Go ahead.
It's since you guys started first. We went. That was the end of the first round. We're at the top of the second round. It's the opposer at this point who gets to go first.
I don't think that's accurate.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Because I believe it's from whoever went last. Whoever didn't go last goes first.
They're gonna, let's see. We're gonna do this. This is gonna be choose spread for the array. Ooh. $13. The versatile goes into piercing, so that's 4 piercing. I believe you guys are at 6, so that take 2 off of 13, so that's 11. It is also spread, so half of.
We're shields down, so that's 2 breaches at least.
Yeah, with spread, that's half damage. It's 5. Well, it's technically 6. So yeah, that's total of, is that 4? Yeah, that's 4 breaches.
This is fun.
Yeah, fleet combat is so much funner. I wish they would adapt those rules better for use in single ship combat. This
Alright.
takes forever.
Alright, 1 goes to engines. You immediately lose 2 power.
Okay, I updated it. Basically,
You have 1, 2 communications. Communication system is interrupted. You cannot communicate anyone until you do a minor action to restore that. As for the structure, I'm rolling 2 challenge dice. If there is 2 effects rolls, one on some random person on the ship, including important NPCs, could potentially be injured. 1 person.
there's like 20 people on the ship that are important though. There's
9.
Does it not count all of the support crew, just the active ones, or what?
It doesn't count supporting characters.
Oh, okay.
It's just NPCs and important NPCs.
Okay, so for the 2 Neumanns and the 1 other Vogel, yeah, that would be 6 plus 3. Please don't be Bertala. Bertala is the most important. Or Caleb. No, it can't be Bertala.
No, it is none of the player characters, but in fact, Lily Neumann was down in sick bay. She was unconscious, lying against the floor, and when the console exploded on her, she currently has a lethal injury.
Is this the Neumann that was doing all the...
No, not.
Shit.
Yeah.
Please surrender? Oh, okay. I don't feel so bad.
Wow.
You should, because that wasn't really Neumann. But, okay.
Let's say she's been less than helpful.
But yes, you currently have 3 damage to your structure. Because of this, the vessel suffers fires and/or minor hull breaches somewhere on the ship, forcing the areas to be evacuated and sealed off. This makes it more problematic to reach parts of the ship in need of repair, increasing the complication range of all engineering tasks to repair the systems by 2. This also reduces the ship's resistance by 1. So you're down to total 5 resistance. The difficulty to repair this is going to be a 3. But it is at you. It's your go.
So we could let Calum go, and that would alleviate our problems with structure. But we have no shields, so we probably don't want to solve that problem. But if we do shields, we're just going to take another hit next turn and lose all of our shields again.
Yep. Just, I mean, it would be a horrible idea, but we could ram them.
Ramming is pretty bad. It is like it benefits the person who does the ramming, but only very slightly.
Yeah.
Also, we've taken so much to structure that it would just mean our death.
Yeah, unless we could. Yeah, the only way I think it would be viable is if we could somehow get everyone off of one section of the ship, but we don't have the time for that.
I mean, it'd be 8. It's a bigger ship. It's a big ship, so you're rolling 8 challenge dice for the ramming. If you're interested, it sucks on smaller vessels because it amounts to absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's basically like. It's not awful, but we're gonna take because we're gonna take 6 damage, 6 challenge dice back at least.
And we still have a lot of people on both sections of the ship, I think.
It's also a difficulty 3 task. The problem is it has spread, vicious 1, and devastating.
Yep.
That's gonna be really bad for us.
Yep. You're doing ramming.
Wait, is this?
Yeah, so regenerate shields is basically useless because we don't have momentum.
How long would it take us to evac one half of the ship?
And I'm guessing separating the saucer isn't an option either.
Yeah, we can separate it, but if we did, that would be our next action, and we'd basically be sitting in the wind. And each section is only going to have a resistance of 3.
Correct.
So yeah,
actually, it'd be 2 because the structure damage.
Which only goes down by 1. I thought it was rounded up. Is it rounded down?
It's no, the resistance because the structure damage, the breaches apply to both sections of the ship.
Okay.
So
we can do ramming. It's gonna hurt a lot, but we don't really have a lot of options as far as engineering goes. We don't really need power management. We still have a lot of power. Shields is kind of not important.
Make the call.
Then I will order ramming speed because the engineer egged me on, and I think Ratala suggested it. So.
Oh wait! Oh God, we're actually.
3 of us are guilty if we die.
okay.
Serious.
All right. Here's the thing. All right. So this is a helm officer.
Direct to do this.
You're gonna do your direct. All right.
Yeah, because I have crisis management.
Okay. You're ordering your, I guess, con officer to do this. So this is a daring plus con. Difficulty is going to be 3 because it's in medium range. Assisted by the ship's engines plus con. Because the base is 2, difficulty goes up by 1 for every range category beyond close. So difficulty 3.
I think that was Vogel rolling for the pilot.
What do you need?
It was daring con difficulty 3. Oh, do I need to do a minor action to restore on the engines, or is that fine?
You do have to do a minor to do the restore on the engines.
I'll do that. Ooh, the ship got 2 successes, so all you gotta do is get 1.
All right, take 3 threats.
I think our captain is insane.
You can't blame me for something you suggested.
It was a joke.
Oh boy. 4 momentum.
As I select the wrong thing. That's fine though.
What was the? What's their con?
Oh, it's not
Four.
It's 4. Yeah, I wouldn't.
It doesn't matter. Okay, I need you guys to roll 8 challenge dice for the enemy vessel.
Ooh, and we got vicious.
Yeah. Also counts as spread. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13.
It was a good hit. Even if we die, it was a good hit.
Minus the 9 resistance. So that's 4.
It may have not been that great of a hit.
But that's still a breach because it did take their shields down.
How much momentum did we get?
You got 4.
Let's pump that into piercing.
Oh, if we're at 4 damage, just spend 1 to make it 5.
Well, if we do piercing, we'd get an extra 8 damage, though.
Well,
their shields are down.
Their shields are down.
Oh.
You can spend 1 momentum to do 1 extra damage. That will get them an extra breach. Okay?
Okay, we can do that. Oh, can we...
Both
oh, it already has devastating. I could do a swift task. If we need to.
Hold on. Alright, I need you guys to now... it's also spread effect, so half.
Half that number of challenge dice?
Well, it's not half number of challenge dice, it's half the damage. So it was total was 13, would be 7. Subtract the resistance at that point.
So it's 0.
So it's 0.
So now we put it into piercing.
Yeah, and we just need to do 1 point because they're down shield.
Yeah, you just need to do 1 point.
Okay, so we'll do 1 point.
Okay, you're down to 2 momentum. That's another breach. All code of structure. They still a take though.
I think that's several on its.
That's 3.
No, that's the first 3.
That's the first 3. All right. Now 6 challenge dice for you guys.
Oh, did you take into account devastating? Because that had devastating.
It's half. So it's no. But it's still 0 unless you spend a momentum. Which
let's do that. Is that another breach if we do?
Yes, because their shields are down.
Oh, yeah.
Goes to their weapons.
Okay. Then now we're doing us. I think that's them fully resolved.
Yeah, I'm going to roll for that for you guys though.
Oh.
Let's make this fair.
It's still 6 challenge dice.
It is.
It's still instant.
2, 4, 6, 7. With the devastating quality. Keep in mind, you guys do go down 1 power. You currently at 5 resistance. So that is a breach on your end.
I'm going to go ahead and roll that.
Goes to structure.
No bueno.
I'm sorry.
It is your fault.
Hey, I didn't say it in character, so technically it's your fault.
I think you did say it in character. We'll have to go back over the recording, but...
No bueno on anyone injured.
No, that is bueno.
No one injured on the ship from the ramming speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bueno for us.
God.
Well, let's be honest. No one important has been injured. A butt ton of people have been injured.
Everyone
You
from the
let
bridge
people
crew is
to
dead.
you let
Um,
people know to evacuate those decks. Off screen, you did it.
Yes, I definitely did that off screen.
So this is the real kicker I want to do. So that is 7. Half of that is 3. No, 4.
Is it rounded up?
Yeah.
I don't think it says in the section on ramming.
It doesn't. Well, no. It like however this
Oh,
should.
this is the spread.
The spread, yeah, spread and devastating quality as well. You're just
Those
taking
both say
2.
rounding up.
Yeah, so it's rounded up. So it's 4 for each one.
Less than our.
Which is, I'm just wondering if I should be.
Don't pull punches. You pull punches. Their resentment comes when you pull punches.
Oh well, then I'm gonna spend threat.
Oh, also,
I'm just trying to figure out if I can
sure,
even do this.
I'm pretty sure that Ritala egged you on to spend the threat, not me.
Hey!
You know what? I'm doing it. So really, all I need to do is spend 2 threat, 1 for each one for piercing. Because you guys did piercing as well, so which means that is 2 more breaches on your end.
Just cross your fingers.
Communications and weapons.
We're fine. We're still holding up there.
Currently, a scene out of Nemesis, the Tereshkova rams into the side of this enemy vessel as its saucer section is now stuck, has pierced itself inside, and is holding it. Both ships are now holding in there, and drones are trying to weave their way around the area. But both ships are now essentially locked in together and cannot move.
Since you've said this, I'm pretty sure that means that weapons are pretty much a difficulty 0 to hit, right? Like, we just fire them and they're inside the enemy ship. They can't miss.
Excuse me?
Not really.
But they can't miss.
Rules.
Any way they go, they have to go through the enemy ship.
The problem is they'll probably also contact us.
I think we've already accepted that we're going to take damage.
Yeah, but I don't know if we want... I don't know if we want to do that, please, for the love of God.
Okay.
But the turn does pass to them. So... And I believe you guys are at 1 momentum.
They can't ram us.
No, they definitely cannot ram. And...
So, there was a valuable strategy here.
Boarding action.
We could.
This sounds insane, and I'm saying this out of character. They're essentially locked, right? Are there any direct like deck-to-deck links between our ship and theirs?
We could always beam.
That's true, but would we want to spend the energy?
Okay.
Well, I don't think it's a good idea because that means we basically are going to abandon everyone on the ship to go fight on their ship, and we would probably die. Or the ship would get blown up and we'd have no ship left. Although maybe Ritala can use their advantage as security chief to create an advantage that we do have boarding teams. I don't know if the GM would accept that.
We'll get to that in a second. Now, the real question is, do I want to...
Wait, it's our turn, isn't it?
No, you just went. But you
Oh.
rammed. We resolved the ramming
right.
action.
That's right. For some, yeah, I got it in my head because we just did damage to us that, you know. But yeah, you're right.
You are in striking distance for the drones.
on, this is the climax moment, you know? It's the apex of the battle.
Pretty sure we're on the descending action now that we rammed them.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficulty 3 for them.
So close.
That's
not what-
8 with 6 piercing. I believe that is 2 breaches on you guys.
Yep.
Sensors and engines.
We're still fine.
You
change
lose
anything.
2 more power.
Hope those reinforcements are incoming.
Does pass to you.
No, we're
Uh,
always at least 2 weeks away from reinforcements.
Yeah. So, with sensors, you cannot use any of the ship's sensor systems until you use a minor action to restore them.
Yeah, we'll do that next turn. Or we'll do that right now.
You can attack with the ship, but all attacks are increased by a difficulty of 1. As for the engines, any attacks using the engines or have a power requirement increases in difficulty and complication range by 1. So a minor action is done to restore them as well.
Ritala, do you want to do damage?
Sure. Sorry, what exactly am I rolling?
The best we could do, well, energy weapons is difficulty 4, but I think Caleb told us we can't use energy weapons.
Yeah, so are we trying to hit him with photons again?
Well, you can't. That's at least a difficulty 6.
Caleb said energy weapons were not as effective.
Oh, I thought, for some reason, I thought energy weapons gave them power back. That may have been someone else we fought.
That was someone else you fought, but the energy is... I'll give this to Caleb. The energy is technically redirected, because he would know.
But energy, we still expect that they would do some damage.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, fire phasers, because you're not going to be able to get hit with torpedoes.
The difficulty 3, because you're in close range. But because of the sensors and the engines, because you have to spend a minor action to restore at least one of them, which goes up in difficulty by 1, either way. And complication range 1, depending on which one. So are you doing a minor action to restore engines, or are you doing a minor action to restore sensors?
Go ahead and spend a momentum and restore both of them.
Or that.
I just had an idea. And it involves destroying the ship.
I don't think we're guaranteed to destroy them if we overload the warp core.
You
There's
don't
an
know
actual
that.
mechanic for that. Yeah, there's a mechanic for that, I think. Like, it's a lot of damage, but I don't think it's guaranteed. You would think it was, but I guess that's not how games work. I don't know where the rules for that are. Although, I don't think I can get away with ramming ships. I don't think I can get away with ordering us to blow the warp core.
You could, technically, yes.
No, I could, as the character, as the player. That pretty much writes off everybody's character.
So, this is how I will phrase it. Because if you're going to blow up the ship using the warp core, it's going to be a difficulty 2 engineering task to put it's essentially you're creating an advantage to set the warp core to self-destruct. If you guys want to give yourself time to evacuate somehow, you're more than welcome to. But I'm putting all your options on the table.
So we're still.
I'll do it. If I guess the nurse is voting for that or not.
I'm not.
Okay.
Like, as in character, I'm not. Out of character, you know what? I don't think so either.
You do have saucer separation too. And I did say the front of the hull of the saucer section is essentially locked inside of the enemy vessel.
I think we should fire the phasers, and if that doesn't work, then we'll just blow up the ship. That's if they don't blow it up for us.
I just need to know what you guys are doing here. It is your go, so you need to decide I'm going to take a threat.
Yeah.
Does anyone have an opinion on our next action, or are we gonna just fire weapons?
I feel like blowing the warp core isn't the best idea at the moment because we don't know that it'll destroy their ship, and if it doesn't, we've essentially got a bunch of people floating out in space for them to shoot at. Kill it, please.
Then I think go ahead and fire the weapons.
We can contact them and ask for their terms of surrender.
It was unconditional, and we've already broken them. I think we should just fire weapons. That's my vote.
We could, but I don't think we can spend a lot of time discussing. So I think we'll fire weapons, and if we're still around, we might try to contact them next round. So fire weapons.
Okay.
So we can avoid giving threat.
Control security. I assume my shipboard tactical triggers. Don't have any determination to spend.
Do you need it? Because if you need it, I can get it for you.
What's the difficulty again? Was it 2 or 3?
I think it's 4.
Oh, it's still 4. Yeah, I mean, I might get it, but I'm not.
Yeah, I think it's 4 because...
It's difficulty 3 unless you spend... You have to take 2 minors to... So,
Well,
it's normally difficulty
has to go
5.
To weapons.
It's difficulty 5. Right, 1 minor has to go to weapons to reactivate it. You have a breach to engines and sensors, which increases the difficulty range by 1. And since there's a breach with the engines, the complication range also goes up by 1.
I think we put it into sensors and weapons.
Okay. So should I roll security?
So it's a difficulty 4 with a complication range of 2.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna need the... Like, I might make that, but I'm not confident.
Since I am risking everyone's life, can I burn survival of the group as survival of the individual? Because I'm not trying to save the group. Yeah, and spend it and give that determination to him. Or I guess her.
Ratala still had a determination.
I think Ratala's already spent 2 determinations.
Spent
1 because they didn't have to re-roll that.
Yeah, they didn't have to re-roll.
No.
Oh, okay, then never mind. I take all that back.
In that case, I guess I will spend a life without freedom is no life at all, because I'm essentially, at this point, I'm essentially engaging in a action that I think is suicidal to stop these guys from capturing us. Or what I think is capturing us.
So it is definitely, it's still difficulty 4, complication range is 2. And you know if you're buying any extra dice or not.
We have the 1 momentum, right?
Probably gonna need
No.
that.
Oh, no.
You do not have. You're at 0 momentum because you spent it on 2 miners. You spent it on an extra miner.
Go ahead and spend threat because we're gonna need this. Gonna need to generate some momentum for piercing.
Okay. How much do you guys want me to spend?
We have versatile 2 for the phasers.
You're right.
Do.
Maybe buy 1 dice. Just to get a lock on it.
And you should definitely use probably spread.
We may. Do we have to use area because we have B? I don't remember all that. Can we use spread?
You can. Yes, you can use spread.
Oh, then we should do that.
It's area or spread with phaser arrays.
Oh, we're not trying to hit multiple targets, so spread is the way to go.
Yep.
Okay. So that's 2 threats spent. So that brings me up to
3.
3. Okay. I think that's everything then. And complication range was 2. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Well, good thing I spent that determination.
So there's a complication. You get 2 momentum out of that, though.
I think we just take the complication because we need the momentum.
What about the determination I spent? Can we use it on that?
That's it's difficulty 4. You use it for 2.
Sorry.
You used it for 2 for a essentially automatic success, rolling a 1, which counts as 2 successes.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm still kind of learning the rules.
We're sitting at 6 successes.
So you're at
difficulty 4.
total of 2 momentum with a complication. The complication is you lose one of the versatiles, as the shot is not entirely effective at the range you're currently at, especially since you are literally hammered into the side of the ship. So roll damage.
Hey, Joan, guess what we did?
He knows.
Ramming speed.
Ran the darn thing.
So there was somewhat of a serious debate on if the very next step was to blow the ship up, but I think we were talked from the ledge.
I think we're roll damage like that. Do we want to? Oh, do we want to spend that momentum?
I think we could spend it to re-roll the versatile for the 3, and then put one of the ones we got off of the roll into versatile. I mean, to penetration.
Okay. We'll re-roll the 3.
Okay, so just 3 challenge. Oh,
yep.
I was already doing it. Well, that's better.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you took away one of the versatile for the complication, so you're at piercing 4. If you're using that one versatile plus the other momentum for piercing, is that correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yes.
I thought because their shields down, we only had to buy it once.
It's still resistance, though. Like, they're taking a hit no matter what.
We just have to do 1 point of damage.
Oh, that's what you're... Okay,
I'm asking because of their resistance and where it's at currently. And the damage you dealt. You're only getting 1 breach right now. Correct, but I took, because of the complication, I'm taking away one of the versatiles because your weapons are not as effective.
Yeah, I was counting. I was saying we have 1 momentum overall left to spend that we have not already allocated. And I was thinking we probably need to save that for the next... For the spread?
The versatile actually counts with the spread. You get the versatile with each spread attack with the spread. If you're not aware of that, because it's considered a separate essentially hit. At least that's the way I've always ruled it. But
okay, if we keep the momentum, then we can put devastating attack on the next
no, you cannot do that because remember I took away the versatile.
Yeah, if we keep
so
a
it's versatile
momentum
1.
and we use if we use versatile 1 plus the momentum we have left, that would give us devastating on the spread. Or we could do it now. No, we'd have to do it on the spread.
Okay, currently with the main roll, without putting the piercing, if you're doing the versatile, is only 2 damage, which means it's only 1 hit. It's only 1 breach. With the versatile, that is...
Because it's spread, don't we get an additional
You
system
do.
hit?
Correct. There's going to be another breach. But it's half the damage with the resistance.
We could put... yeah, okay. So maybe we put the versatile and the 1 momentum we have left into piercing. Would that give us another breach?
So the spread right now is only 4, because it's 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Half 4 minus the resistance. It's only going to do 4. If you pump all of it, subtracting the resistance, it will just get you on the second one for another breach with the spread.
Yeah, I think that's the best we can do, though. I don't think there's a way we could get 2 more breaches.
God dang.
I think that's 5.
That is 5 on there.
We're almost there.
Mind you, with that much structure damage, they are not in a good way right now.
Oh no, I mean they're still hanging in there. It's just
It is 5 out of like 7 or 8. I think it's probably 7.
I'm trying to remember, there's actually NPC rules here though too that I gotta remember.
If we were on NPC rules, it would have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah, it would have been dead a long time ago. But there's NPC rules for turns in this case. Gotta refigure turns.
They just take 1 fewer.
Yeah, I think it's per structure breach, isn't it? If I remember correctly.
1 or more.
1 or more.
So
okay. Yeah.
So that just means 1 fewer.
They're down to 6 then. Okay. Turn passes to them.
Here we go.
They're in close range. Your shields are down.
Man, I wish they lost a turn.
Hey, so a thought. If we destroy their ship, the warp core breach will still hit us hard, right?
If we're within close range of it, yeah.
Keep in mind, so when I hit, when you hit a ship structure equal to their structure, the breaches then go to their engines. Once their engines get maxed out, there's warp core breach.
But if
the warp core breach stops, then the next damage to structure hits the structure, and the structure is pretty much it's an obsolete hull, and the ship is lifeless at that point. And the ship is essentially dead in space.
Their resistance should be halved now, though.
It's definitely down. Yes, I'm not lying. It's definitely a lot lower than what it was because you carved your way through it. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure you're.
Good news is we've taken them down a notch or 2. The bad news is they've taken us down about 6.
Yeah, I also believe you're also at resistance 2, though. Am I not right? Because you have 4 structure breaches, because it's 1 per, so... I gotta look at something real quick. Okay, good. It's just a minor. Oh, wait, I already did that. Never mind. So difficulty is going to be a 3 for me. Nice. On the bridge of the ship, you hear the sound of a transporter beam as the captain is whisked away.
Good news is I cannot kill y'all all with a breach with a warp core breach now. The bad news is
It's your guys' go.
there might be bloodthirsty XO in charge.
Oh, I just looked at the ship sheet.
Sir?
Oh, try to beam me back. They have no shields.
I do hope you're keeping track of the power with the phaser fire. Yeah. Yep.
We haven't shot phasers in a while, but yeah, so I've been keeping track of it. We're at 9.
Is there any system that requires the restore
Should be
action
at
to be
8.
done?
Yeah, we're at 8.
No, not the present time. Engines. Engines do.
Engines does.
Yep.
With my call to action talent, I'm going to, in a conflict, may use a prepare minor action to grant one ally a minor action of their choice, performed immediately if they can communicate with that ally. So I'm going to look at Calum. I want those engines back. We're going to need all the power we can. And with my task, I'm going to direct our good transporter chief to get our captain back.
All right. Let me make this difficulty 4. Sure, level will succeed at this. It is a control plus engineering assisted by the ship's sensors plus engineering, difficulty of 4.
Where do I beam to?
You notice though on the transport, like you're beamed, you're in the transporter room. It's very dark. It's kind of similar, and you just lots of red lines, metal hull, and you see several sort of small orb-like drones looking at you, weapons pointed.
I will wait to do anything for a second, because I may shoot them, but someone else is going.
GM.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of trying to create an advantage for the transporter chief by spending a determination toward all that is ours is yours, on the basis that when I started calling for that beam, I shunted the sensor readings I've gotten of the ship ahead of time, and that may have, well, not ahead of time, but at that command, in the hopes of that helping the transporter chief with what they're doing.
You were looking for weapon systems at the time and strategic locations on the ship. The locations of their transporter rooms would not have been in the data that you obtained for a scan for weakness, so I won't allow that.
All right. Good luck whoever's rolling for Leva. Because it's going to be all
I think it has to be
resources.
Probably determination on no room for error.
Didn't she spend her determination?
Not this session.
Leva? No.
Oh, okay. Okay, my heart attack stopped. I'm okay now. I was like, how are we going to do this?
Cardiac arrest averted.
It was difficulty what?
4.
4.
Oh yeah, I'll buy 2 threat for another die.
All right.
Oops.
That's
It's 4.
That's-
It's 5.
that's 5. So spend that in the momentum to negate the complication.
I need the
or
ship.
maybe
There's 2 momentum gains.
Sensors plus science, or it doesn't matter. They're both the same number.
I'm assuming this is straight to the transporter pad, right? Not back to the bridge.
Straight to the pad because that's just safer.
Right. So the captain will appear on the pad.
and immediately be beamed away again.
Hey, if they want to use up the power.
Yeah, if we're gonna play if we're just gonna play tug of war, that's less dangerous than us getting shot at.
Okay. So you gain 1 momentum, so momentum stayed on the table. And the captain, as you're on there, you'd feel the tingling sensation once again of transporter as you're whisked away and you find yourself back on the transporter pad on the Tereshkova.
I have a question because this changes if we're going to try to keep the initiative or not.
You're only at 1 momentum.
Huh? Elder has 1. I have 1.
You gained 2. It was difficulty 4. It was 6. You got 6 successes on it. You had a complication on the table. You would have had to spend those 2, which means you still have the 1 momentum on the table right now.
Oh, I didn't know we spent to get rid of that. Right. I thought we re-rolled that away.
I'm gonna drop mine so that you can keep track of the momentum though. So keep your momentum.
Well, she can use technical expertise to get rid of that 0.
Don't you have to roll it first, though?
You have to roll it first. You never rolled it.
Yeah, we can at least roll it, see what happens.
Oh,
we might be able to keep the... That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why did we spend first?
That's sensors
he said that.
I think. So, it's sensor science?
Leva has to roll control engineering.
Because it's her die that screwed up.
It's her dice.
Oh, I was gonna re-roll for the ship, but that's the stupid thing to do.
See, there we go.
Okay, so now we get.
Okay, you have 3 momentum total.
Okay. So now this question still makes sense. Do we have the capacity to bring up shields still?
It would probably be a roll on my part.
The only thing is I don't think we have enough momentum to bring it up to a point where they wouldn't immediately bring them down on the next.
I suppose, yeah.
That's why we didn't do it before, because there's no way we could outdo them.
And is there anyone keeping the initiative this round would be a good thing to do? I don't know who's acted yet. I know I just did.
I've acted because I directed somebody.
Okay.
Directed.
I think it's me and Sullivan that haven't acted.
I don't think Vogel's acted either.
I'm playing the con officer, and I believe
the con officer went for the ramming.
No, I directed the ram.
You directed the ram. Yes, the con officer really hasn't gone yet. Rotala went. It went to Joan.
I'm thinking we retain the initiative and maybe we try to get some distance so they can't do the beaming thing again.
The problem is, though, you missed it. You're currently locked inside the ship because of the ramming.
It's just a difficulty to get out, right?
It is. It is a difficulty to get out.
I think that's something we could use a con officer for.
1, 2. Good pilot, if you could get us unlodged from inside whatever this is, that'd be much appreciated.
Also, I'm pretty sure 10 forward is going to be out for a while. As much as that might break Ratala's heart.
That's what the holodeck's for.
They have sent the hall on the holodeck.
I mean, why not?
Oh, how to treat this?
I don't even know.
Gently.
No, I'm trying to think for the difficulty actually for this role.
I don't think the difficulty would be high. It's the complication that's going to be high. Because it's all you're doing is pulling the ship back out. That's not difficult to do. It's
And
what
that's-
happens when you pull out that's the problem.
Like
you're not going to fail to pull yourself out from the ship, but you might rip the ship in half when you do try to pull it out.
Yeah.
Guess I can make the complication range equal to its scale in a way. Sort of
Go for
reverse. I'm gonna say because this is gonna be probably most likely a very daring plus con, assisted by the ship's engines plus con. The wedge you out. Say difficulty 2, complication range is 5.
Seems reasonable.
This is where saucer separation. We don't need the saucer.
Y'all are on the saucer. I don't know if I'm on the saucer, but I know you are.
Go ahead, Captain. You can save us. We'll shoot it from here.
All right, I don't think I'm gonna buy any extra dice. Try to keep our odds of getting complications.
That seems reasonable.
I
Yeah.
don't want to die.
Nice. Engines con, you say? Complication of
5.
5.
Although, oh, go ahead.
Hey.
Last time I did do something from the command bridge, I succeeded at it.
2 momentum gain. The Tereshkova moves out as you hear the creaking of the hull as you're separated.
You know what we can do now?
And you just see debris floating in front of you.
We can ram them again.
God, almighty.
No. Wait, can we transport our entire torpedo payload into them? I don't know.
We might need that, though. Plus, we'd have to arm them.
You guys are still in close range.
Yeah, and they have no shields, so transporting torpedoes and firing torpedoes is not any less, like, neither of those is more effective.
Could the con officer swift task and try to get us away?
Is an increased difficulty, yes. But that is 2 momentum
I think
to do a swift task.
What were you trying to say?
If we transport the torpedoes to a specific point inside the ship, say near the warp core or wherever we think the bridge is supposed to be, we could easily destroy the ship. It's not just teleporting it, it's about strategic, right?
Well, here, keep in mind, it's going to go to them unless the con officer does a swift task.
And I'm looking at spending 2 momentum so we can give him the swift task so he can get us distance so we're not... Because they like being in close range. They want us to be at that distance.
Yep.
So what, you want to put us at long or extreme?
We're gonna want to go. How far can we go on impulse? 2?
To long.
2, yeah.
Yeah, we because that's gonna cost us power, and we're at half power right now.
Do you think we have enough power to warp, to straight up just escape? Because if we have more power than they do, they can't chase us.
They were redone to power to full power a while ago. They haven't done a whole lot since then, so it's iffy. It's a toss of the dice on whether or not we could do it. I mean, go for it. It's the least destructive option ahead of us.
Get us out of here. I'm bold. 7. 7 power. Just get us out of here.
Aye, Commander.
That's so that's gonna be a difficulty 1. So control plus con. I am going to say because of the structure damage though. You do currently have 4-2 structure. Like
There's a mechanical thing though. I keep closing the book.
Yeah, I just want to. I don't think there really is anything.
For structure, it makes it repairing stuff's harder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
Then we should be fine, unless the GM spends the threat to do something.
Yeah, only if we're destroyed can we not move faster than
Yeah.
thrusters.
Well, yeah, disabled.
Which currently we don't have that problem yet.
No, not yet. You're like I think one away from being disabled, or no, 2. Yeah.
Or 2.
Well, we survived for now.
Okay.
Well, we don't know that yet.
I said for now.
It's true.
All right. I'm not gonna increase it, but I just need to know it's gonna be a difficulty 1 though, because it is a swift task. Control plus engineering. Control plus con. Assisted by the ship's engines plus con.
Assuming they succeed, I may have preemptively rolled the challenge dice.
I'm gonna spend the momentum to try to gain us more momentum.
Good idea, yeah. Ship might help.
Hopefully.
Engines engineering?
Engines con.
Nope.
Okay, and how much power are you using?
We used 7, but we got 3 back.
Yes. Okay, I see that now. Get the momentum back. So you go down 4 power, so you're at total 4? Yep.
We were at 7.
You're at 7?
That's what was on the sheet.
Well, you can't use all your power then.
Oh, well then we would have only used 6.
6, yeah.
So
I thought you could use all of it. You just had to remember to power up later.
That doesn't affect the challenge dice because the last challenge dice was a 1, so we'd still save 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're at 3 power currently.
Good news is
4.
we can still.
Yeah, you're 4. Sorry.
We can still spend 2 if we need to go even further.
All right.
They have to spend, I think, 7 at least. Why didn't we just try running away the first time?
We did.
I don't know. You did. They followed you.
Because they had full power. And I was like, well, maybe they won't have enough power to chase us. Oh, they have enough. That's a problem. Hey, Captain, come here for a second. I bought us time. That's all I did.
This is when they reveal they have transwarp tech.
Yeah, so our first tactical thoughts are on the same page as Brave Sir Robin.
Yeah, but Brave Sir Robin got to run away and live.
Captain, I'm going to need a lot of raw ale after this.
We're gonna need more coconuts on the bridge.
Question: how many rocks have fallen out of the walls?
So
I've definitely been hit by one large random beam.
Why could we not spend all?
You have to have at least 1 power left on the ship. If you're out of power, you can't maneuver or anything like that.
Yeah, we would jump to warp and then fall out of warp.
That's why I was gambling on the improved warp engine to save us.
Right.
I was gambling, hoping that 7 would be enough to get away from them.
Yeah, I did that in an Arbiter game. I had an enemy chase them with all of its power, and it just caught them and dropped out of warp. But he was a Nausicaan, so it made sense. He wasn't really thinking about anything except for the fight.
Yeah, either way,
actually, my bad. You may not spend more power to go to warp than your engine scores, too.
Oh.
So, forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm still not seeing the power requirement thing.
Wait, so we couldn't spend more than 2?
We can spend more than 10.
More than 10.
Oh, so then we could have spent 7.
Yeah, but you'll be at 0 power, which means you'll be instantly out of warp and the ship be dead in space.
Yeah, but
unless
then
that's why improved warp drive is awesome.
Right. So, but
Yeah.
you would have been at 3 power then in that case. So essentially you can spend all that. It doesn't
so-
really matter.
Nothing would change. It's a difficulty 8 for them, or it's a 8 power instead of a 7 power.
I'm used to ships not having the the improved warp drives. So
That was what I was banking on. I'm like, that's the only reason I did that. It's like, hopefully we rolled effects, otherwise we're screwed.
Yeah, like it's definitely convenient. It's not as convenient as a blade of armor and quantum torpedo, but it is a little convenient. Those diplomatic suites are definitely super useful right now. Like we've definitely used those at least.
The question is, do they
maybe
catch
once?
us?
I vote that we load the captain into the torpedo tubes and fire him at the ship.
That is mutiny. Take that back.
I think it's also not me that they're after. Well, it may be me. They did beam me.
Maybe they want a hostage.
I don't believe in sacrifice unless it's more than just me.
Yeah, you've got that like cybernetic arm. You can totally like rocket punch the ship or something. Great.
If the GM would let me rocket punch the ship, I would try.
Fair enough.
All right, it's your guys' go.
Did they catch up to us?
They're still holding their position.
So they have not left it.
They haven't left that way. Not yet. No.
So we escape.
We just keep going.
Well, here's the thing though. We're staying in the turn initiative because there is certain injury on the table right now.
Oh, someone.
There is a lethal.
There is a lethal injury on the table at the moment.
That's Karen Sullivan thing to solve.
Yeah, probably you should take your turn. That seems like a good idea.
Luckily, they're in sickbay.
Can't imagine why you'd want to do that. I mean, it's not like it's your job or anything.
It is This is going to be a difficulty 2, daring plus medicine, assisted by the ship's computers plus medicine.
We do have 1 momentum to proc your cautious.
True. Ooh, it's like chill.
Maybe that's because the environmental systems are going offline.
Also, y'all couldn't hear a word I just said, did you?
I don't think so.
No.
Spend momentum, okay?
Go for it. No. Don't do that.
Computers medicine.
Computers.
Never thought it would be useful for a doctor character to have technical expertise, but I guess there's always one.
2 momentum gained, and yes, you. Despite part of your sickbay blowing up and injuring your 1 patient that's in sickbay, you do manage to save her and stabilize her.
Captain, we're fine. We're fine. There was a thing, but we're fine. How
Thank
are you?
Keep up the good work, nurse.
I will.
And with that, we cut to the next scene. So you go down momentum.
We get all our power back, mostly, and our shields, mostly.
The ship's hubcaps, and then doors, and then hood falls off.
I mean, you do have...
No, like the book says that we need dry dock time.
You do need dry dock time. There is no way of getting around this, especially with 4 structure damage, 2 breaches to the edges, a breach to the sensors, 2 to communications, and 2 to weapons. But you took 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 breaches.
Technically, though, we're still 2 weeks away from reinforcements, right? That's what you said?
That was just something I said. I don't know how far we are away. I just know we were too far to actually get help.
You were near the Tholium border.
Oh wow, we're way down there. So nearest starbase is 200 something. 213, I want to say, off the top of my head.
214 is
214.
Or 200, essentially. Because you were. So I'm gonna
map shift us.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw you to the fleet map here.
That is not the fleet map. Sorry, I have to be a smart guy. Sorry.
That is currently where the Tereshkova is at. You warped away. Currently, it's
214 looks like to be the closest.
That's 46.
For help.
They're both roughly the. Actually, we might get to 2-1 in roughly the same amount of time.
Yeah, 201. We gotta make turns. We have to go around.
It's roughly the same. It's roughly almost the same time frame.
What's the nearest friendly system?
Grazer with the Grazer moons. It's not much there.
Do we want to bring this thing to a populated system, though?
That's what I was thinking. If there's a populated Federation planet closer, then we go there, and it's so that we're able to get some parts to repair the ship enough where it's not going to blow up on us. Because a general Federation world, it's not going to be able to repair all of our damage like a Stardock would, but it would have some resources we could use to put the ship in a little bit better orbit.
I'm almost thinking we'd want to head towards Starbase 21 because we'd be heading in the direction of our reinforcements and they could cover our escape.
21 is actually the closest.
How long would it take?
I'm doing the math right now for you guys.
The answer is like a month?
No, 7 days. It's about 6 days.
Yeah, they're 2 sectors away. It's not that far.
Then I think we go to Starbase 21 and we just say that basically everyone on the ship is pulling like double or triple shifts instead to not let us fall apart.
Yeah, I have an engineering score that's above 2, so I can pitch in.
Yeah, I think we have a bunch of characters that are decent engineers.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's what the Vacation Planet is. Oh. Anyway, sorry, just saw that.
I'm looking at the fleet map. The border gore for the Federation is terrible. Like.
That's what happens when you don't go conquer to make your borders nice.
The Federation's based on like people who joined or colonies. So.
I'm still against leading this thing to a populated system.
Can we send a message to the enemy ship to head towards Kate instead?
Hey, they're a member world. Stop that.
Yeah. But they're Kate.
Hey. I'll write you up, darn it.
Don't make Grennan sad.
So I think our course is Starbase 21. Makes sense.
Grennan has Adler. He doesn't need Kate. Yeah, I think our course is Starbase 21, and we just stay up as long as it takes to get all the duct tape in place.
To speed things along a little bit here, in sickbay, Lily Neumann is resting comfortably. Her sister is suffering some minor injuries from when her possessed sister attacked her. As for Anaka and Vogel, you're both fine. You nearly had an aneurysm, but you pulled through it.
Do like an aneurysm.
Yeah. It's what happens when you use mental abilities beyond their reach. But
I'll remember that.
But other than that, it's up to you guys. As to the fate of the researchers, you have no idea.
Their priority is much lower than the Tereshkovas because there's more people on board. Unless someone argues against the utilitarian point of view.
I had to hold the responsibility. I had to hold the responsibility of protecting the ship and its crew. That's why I suggested we run. Sorry, ordered that we run. Put it that way. But yeah, Joan is going to spend some time writing up a report, a battle report about what happened, and but he's also going to, before that, he's going to send a message off to to command to inform them of our current status and that if we could get some assistance, that'd be much appreciated. Here's where the ship last was. Here's what our last scan of it was. Unable to continue the fight, seeking dry dock.
I think I've left Joan up on the bridge, and I'm down with Caleb in engineering, trying to keep the ship in one piece.
Alright, like I said, it's free RP for anybody who wants to do it before we close the session out.
Oh, bridge to Med Bay.
Med Bay, this is Sullivan.
What's our casualty status looking like right now?
I'm going to guess you're asking in terms of how many people died?
Or we're injured, that counts as casualty rate as well. Hopefully it's the latter rather than the former. But if there are dead, I do need to know the number, yeah.
How many people are on a galaxy? 1,000?
Minimum.
1,000,
3,000 people.
So 100 per breach.
Oh god.
That would have wiped us out.
Well, no, this is for injuries. It's a lot of people.
We had 11 breaches, so it would have been 100% casualty.
Well, I meant for structure. I was thinking structure.
Oh.
You had 4 to structure, so.
They were busy.
So, 256.
Captain, we have 256 injuries.
Ooh.
Injuries or deaths. I think in the long
60
run,
dead.
Alright, we have 256 injured, 60 dead. Is every space battle this intense?
They can be worse. We got the better end of it, nurse.
We got lucky.
Do you require extra personnel down there? We can start pulling from other departments that aren't to engineering right now to augment your personnel if you need it.
I don't think there's any so urgent that if I don't have additional personnel, they'll die. It would be very nice if I could have a few extra hands or tentacles, but I think right now we're going to be okay until we reach Starbase 21 and get everyone as much treatment as possible.
All right, I'll inform. I'll put in my report to command about our injured and see if anyone can pick some of them up if there's any that require more urgent care. And I'll assign what crew. I'll assign an extra bit of personnel out of the science department. We're not going to need as much scanning as normal, and anyone else who has first aid training that we can spare.
Do you want the list of names of dead?
Yes, please.
All right, I'll send them over.
Thank you. And nurse, make sure to get what rest you can. But we're gonna need you for the long haul. We're gonna be running for a good while until Starbase.
What? I think in the last meeting it was said that it was 6 days, you said?
About 6 days, yep.
I really hope the replicators stay online for this. I am going to need a lot of tea.
Acknowledged on that, nurse. Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Bridge out.
They don't seem to be following us for the time being, sir. It seems we at least did enough damage to stop them. Give them enough pause to think.
Yeah, hopefully someone else in the fleet will be able to hammer them down. But if I were them, they'd probably run and lick their wounds. I hate that we weren't able to put them down, but I wasn't about to have the ship get destroyed over it.
So do I, sir. But better we didn't lose any more lives than we did.
Yeah. How are the weapon systems? Are they still functional? If we get into another fight, can we defend ourselves?
Are the weapons still functional?
They are. Just keep in mind, if you have another battle engagement between now and dry dock, you take another damage to it.
They're functional, sir, but another battle like that, and it likely will lose them. We're halfway through.
All right.
We're redlining them essentially. If we fire them again.
All right, I'll put that in the report. If we're lucky, a repair tug might be able to meet us along the way and help us out. But do what you can. Keep them going. He gets up and kind of walks over to you, kind of lowers his voice a little bit. I also want you to arrange for evacuation procedures should it be required to scuttle the ship.
Ratala nods.
Just keep it under your uniform about that, though. We don't want anyone getting too worried about it.
Would you mind if I head to my office then, sir, just so nobody sees me working on it?
Carry on.
She nods, and then heads off.
Oh, this is the phone call I didn't want to make. This is going to be fun. Bridge to engineering.
Caleb here.
Isn't the captain with you?
The Caleb can turn around and see me, and I'm pointing teams everywhere and, talking with engineers about what needs to be done.
He's helping me keep things organized right now, sir.
Oh, okay. I bet you're going to love giving me this report. What's the status of our engines? Any hope of getting them any more tuned up without a dry dock?
Absolutely not.
Wonderful. I've already started allocating some of the engineer-capable crew, as you're probably aware. I'm trying not to overtax too much of the crew, but I'm giving you all we have right now. Give me a parts list of anything that ships might be carrying with them, like extras. I'll try to put them out on the general broadcast about our status. And if we're lucky, maybe people will help us out and give us some spare parts along the way.
I'll see what I can do, sir, but most of what we need is hull plating.
Yeah, and there's the nearest galaxy is on the other side of the quadrant, so.
Yeah, but trust me when I tell you, engineering's going to be working double shifts until we get to a dry dock.
Very good. I do intend to have when medical has a free moment, I'm gonna send some of them down to keep an eye on you guys so you don't start falling over from exhaustion.
At least we're not working triple shifts. Double shifts, we can at least get some sleep.
Very good. Get me that list, as short as it may be. I'll put it in the report. Other than that, keep up the good work.
Will do, Commander.
Bridge out. Joan looks around for a second. Bridge to Lieutenant Vogel?
Go ahead, Commander.
What is your status? I haven't had a chance to check in on with you since you had your psychic revelation on the bridge.
Myself and Anaka are fine, Commander. Thank you for checking on us.
Just wanted to inform you that I am intending to allocate some of your science team over to medical to help out. Unless you had a particular project you wanted them to work on, I'm not sure if there's anything that you need to in relation to the last encounter we had.
I think science and structure are last on the list to get fixed, Commander.
Generally, yes. But how are you for do you need extra time, or does Anaka need extra time? Because I know you two went through quite a lot in the last few days.
I should be fine to return to duty after a good night's rest, Commander.
All right. I'll see you on Alpha Shift then, and we'll have that talk about who we're assigning to medical for the upcoming few days. Bridge out. And then Joan just kind of sits there for a second, kind of looks around, trying to put off what he has to do, takes up his pad and starts writing out the battle report, including the damage and the deaths and so on.
I'm gonna walk over to Caleb then. I think we've got the holes in deck 4 taken care of. What are you seeing?
Well, I've got major hull breaches on deck 10, deck 12, deck 14. Major hull breaches in sections 31 through 50 of deck 7. I've got breaches all over the place.
I walk over to the nearest replicator.
Oh, and by the way, Captain, 10 forward doesn't exist anymore.
Fuck!
Least of my problems. And I type in a program for the replicator to replicate 2 of the strongest drinks it has with reference to caffeine.
Oh.
Make them doubles. And once they materialize, I walk back over to the... so for this scene, I was half thinking I would just walk over to a med kit and get something out of it and do it that way, but I thought this was the less inappropriate way. I'll slide one across the desk to Caleb. You're gonna want that. I'll take the breaches on deck 10. And then I point to a couple of engineers. Get your kits and come with me.
Sir, I would not worry about deck 10 sections 1 through 4. That's going to need dry dock.
I want to pull that up. Is that crew quarters?
No, that's 10 forward.
Oh, okay.
I mean, pretty much any repairs you're going to do on the ship is internal repairs. Anything requiring the exterior work, you're going to have dry dock. And if I'm trying to find the rules, but I believe it's actually 11 days in dry dock to repair the ship fully.
Yeah, I'm not actually anticipating making rolls or anything. I'm just saying where I'm going to repair. Not to the external hull, but there's problems all over the ship.
And Caleb will just sit back and start drinking the espresso that the captain gave.
Before I leave, I turn around to Kay. Do you mind apologizing to Leva for me?
For what, sir?
A general apology is okay. sometimes I'm worried about giving them as captain because it suggests that I was wrong about something, and that's a dangerous suggestion when I need people to follow me without question. But if you could suggest, I'd be thankful.
Well, sir, coming from a person who's made a lot of mistakes, could I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Everybody is wrong from time to time. We just decide to follow you into the depths of hell. And when a captain can admit that he was wrong, the crew is even more willing to follow.
I'll finish the coffee, put it down, just kind of nod to Caleb and walk away towards fixing that breach.
Anyone else?
Bertala's gonna swing by engineering, I think, to check up on progress. Once she's done with her evacuation plan.
You arrive in engineering.
Caleb, how's the work coming?
Slow. Gonna be like this for quite a while. Engineering's gonna be pulling double shift.
Anything I can do to help? I might not be engineering department, but I've got some experience, and, well, all things considered, I think we need to get our systems up and running as soon as possible.
I mean, if you don't mind getting your hands dirty.
I'm a security officer. It's my job to get my hands dirty.
Tell you what, and he's gonna hand you an engineering kit. Deck 12, Section 5, in the Jeffries tube. There should be an EPS relay. That needs to be swapped out. There's a bunch of them across the ship. There'll be more, but that one's for the weapon systems.
Suitable task for me, I suppose.
You could say that.
Excuse me. Well, I'd best get back to work then. Get to work, I mean.
Yeah.
Glad you're still alive, by the way.
Thanks, Rotala.
Rotala kind of smiles a little bit as she says that, but it's sort of this sad smile that almost indicates, I suppose, that she's just trying to almost desperately make light of the situation to distract from me, you know. It's clear that her heart's not in the joke, I guess is what I'm saying. Well, I'll see you soon. I'd ask you to join me for a drink later in 10-4, but I hear we've lost that part of the ship.
Yeah, 10 forward is entirely gone. Have to find someplace else.
No, could always use the holodeck. Well, I'll see you later then, Lieutenant. Good luck.
Yeah, see you around.
See you around. She'll head off to deck 12, section 6, was it?
I literally just make them up. So yeah, deck 12, section 6.
All right, there we go. All right, yeah, she'll head off then.
Anyone else?
I think that's a no.
And with that, we'll call that the end of this